Good day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan video. In this video we're going to look at how you can get over 6,000 points in the latest burst mode against Ultimate Gohan with a time limit team. So as always I'll be covering both categories of team. The time limit feels a bit more diverse than the Majin Buu, but I will say both teams right now feel quite heavily reliant on certain LR characters to be efficient. So I will say that it's largely going to depend on if you have, for example, the LR SS4 unit or you have the LR Gohan unit. Now my modifiers are up on the screen right now. You can slow the video down to half speed if you want to go through them in a bit more detail, but I show them quite slowly, so I think you'll deal with it. In terms of team build, it's very important to understand that Gohan starts out as a physical unit, then becomes a tech unit, then an int unit, then a tech unit again. So ideally, physical or int units will be fine. If you're bringing int units, you only have to worry about them realistically during the first phase, which is also Gohan's weakest phase. So at that point, you should be okay. This is the team I'm rolling with. It's double SS4s as leaders, definitely the best choice by far. Gotenks is also great and can do a ton of damage even with the 50% damage reduction up against int type characters. He actually does more than fine. If you're struggling or you don't like Blue Vegito or you don't like SS3 Gotenks, you can replace either of them with the int SS4 Gogeta. He won't do a ton of damage, but what he will do is be at least reliable defensively. He has his evasion and solid enough defense. So generally speaking, he'll look relatively solid in most of the endgame phases. So yeah, that's kind of it when it comes to the team build. Like I mentioned, burst mode is rather difficult. It's not always super duper easy, and it's largely dependent on which units you just tend to have. Some people will prefer one category, others will prefer others. I think time limit at least gives you some kind of variation, like a little bit of a kind of uplift in terms of like team functionality than the Buu units or the Majin power units. I think for me overall it's just an easier category. Now in terms of the actual fights, like I said, Gohan is a physical, then he becomes a tech, then he becomes an int, then he becomes a tech again. So what you want to try and do is you want to have the two SS4s on split rotations. So SS4 Gogeta on one rotation, SS4 Gogeta on the other rotation. And then you want to link them up with the third year LR if you have them, or SS4 Gogeta. And on the other rotation you want to link them up with Gotenks. The reason is it's pretty straightforward, but generally speaking the reason you want to do this is because this gives you the biggest defensive solidarity, structure, and also the units can do some fairly good decent damage between them. Generally speaking, also you're going to transform the SS4 unit straight away. You can choose not to transform them during the int phase if you want to try and gain an extra stack, but you definitely want to transform them during the final tech phase. They need the extra defensive security from the damage reduction, but what they really need the most is they actually really need the increased offense. It's the extra critical hits and the interrupt that really helps them out, but also the way to avoid super attacks is also very, very helpful. So yeah, realistically speaking, honestly speaking, this is probably as good as it gets when it comes to functional team build. Of course, you can change anything you really want to. It's going to be entirely up to you. You don't have to run this exact team, but I will say this is probably the best kind of functionality I found with the team build. Of course, I'll be building up a different team for the Buu units. If you are struggling, you have a better Buu roster, you can look forward to that, and that hopefully will be able to help you. But yeah, in general, that's kind of it, in regards to everything you need to know. If you may get caught out, it's okay. Like, it can happen. You might not have a unit evade, or maybe he'll super attack the wrong unit. You might have to restart once or twice. But generally speaking, this team build will work out more than fine. It'll get you the job done. If you don't have SS4 Gogeta, then things become a little bit harder for you, of course. You could potentially do it if you just run the fusion lead of the 3rd year LR. However, then you are definitely going to have to incorporate SS4 Gogeta. You're going to become heavily reliant on Gotenks' damage. So what you may want to do then is add the int characters back into the fold. That means you have to find another 50 from somewhere. It's going to really depend on you then. You might have to make some adjustments at that point, because int Gotenks damage will then be able to carry you. But yeah, ultimately at the end of the day, that is pretty much it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like. It's always greatly appreciated. And yeah, if you do have any problems, or you want to ask any questions or need any help, then you can let me know. But otherwise, until then, take care, stay safe, and yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one. Bye.